Brandon, we've talked about this before, but we have the luxury of kind of checking up with you each week.
Yeah.
Of course, you were on the team that was the last ones to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
And you're kind of half and half, where it's like, I kind of want our team to stay remembered in history, but it'd be great to see your team go all the way.
Your team's always going to be in history because you were the first Cardinal team ever
right.
to the
See, now my sentiment is kind of dwindling about that because we will always be the first.
You're the
yes,
first.
Absolutely.
Now, if they win it, they will be the first to win it. So therefore, still a little biased, but I'm still definitely thankful for my team. You know, because talent-wise, this team could definitely beat us 9 out of 10 times, but in that one time that we probably would play them, the chemistry, and that's what's important. I always joke with the guys about it because it's so special to be on those runs. You know, like there's teams every year that win 11 games, 12 games, and at one point for a 5 or 6 week period, they're the best team in the league. But one major injury or just a bad situation as far as guys not trusting each other, it can lead to that. And we were able to have that. So I always mess with them when I see them, you know, like they're like, oh, talent-wise. I said, talent-wise, y'all got it. You know, I was number one in a lot of stuff, but back then, you know, we did have something special.
Yeah. Hey, you talk about the 12-2 record. Let's take a look at the NFC playoff picture right now, because this is what's exciting. Listen, the Carolina Panthers escaped the win yesterday in New York, 38-35. That one, they were way ahead, 35-7. They let the Giants back in it. They kicked a game-winning field goal as time ran out. But they're 14-0. Give them credit, right? They're 14-0. Right. But look at the Arizona Cardinals. Number 2, already clinched the division, already clinched the playoff spot. Now we're just hoping for that bye in week 1 of the playoffs. But they've got to get by the Packers on Sunday. Yes. Right, look where the Packers are, right behind them.
But now they're guaranteed one playoff game at home. I mean, that is huge, guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. And look at that other team, the Seattle Seahawks, clinched a playoff spot. So right now, if things were to start today, Seattle, I think, would be at Washington, wouldn't they? I think in the first round.
I think so.
Because Washington is terrible, but they're leading the NFC.
Right.
Least, right now. But so Seattle will be on the road in Washington, but that's probably a win for them.
Oh my gosh, guys! This just at the press conference, Bruce Arians, season-ending knee injury for Tyrann Mathieu.
Season-ending.
Is it the same knee? Did they say it? Is it the exact same knee?
It's a torn ACL, out for the season.
Tyrann Mathieu out for the season with a torn ACL.
Goodness.
Rats.
And I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Like when things like that happen.
Knee injuries.
And he's a key player.
Oh,
I mean, the guy.
He's been huge.
The guy makes up. I mean, he's probably their best blitzer. To me, he's the best cover safety they can use because he's still somewhat of a corner, but he hits like a safety. He has ball skills. Losing that guy is devastating. But
go back to the start of the show, and I said 2 guys you can't lose are Patrick Peterson on defense and Carson Palmer on offense.
Right.
But the Honey Badger is right there. I mean,
his mental, his mental makeup. Just having him on the field sometimes. He's like, to me, he's like that Rottweiler in your neighborhood. He's friendly, but you do not want to see him loose. Right. Because you know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, and with him being gone, they don't have that somewhat of a dog out there.
Yeah.
They still have great players. And now it's time for Swanger and whoever else is next safety because they have experience. But that chemistry with him and Patrick, it's like watching them at LSU again. You know they're going to go out there and do the job.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned, I mean, it's been last man up.
Yes.
Quite a bit this season. So why not continue?
Well, the scheme, it won't change as much. I mean, they'll probably play some soft zone. They'll probably blitz less now. Mm-hmm. You also, Rashad Johnson was out too. So the captain as far as calling the plays and stuff like that. So we'll see going forward. That's why it's important to build some chemistry right now because the Honey Badger, I mean, he's definitely a key figure on this team, not just defense, but on this team.
And we're not even mentioning the statistics he's put up this season. I mean, of course, he laid it out in preseason. He wanted to have the savage season. Where he's the NFC Defensive Player of the Year. Guys, he was on.
He was on a roll to. He was definitely Pro Bowl material.
Gosh, that is a shame.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Hey, let's take a look
player.
at total offense here quickly because I want to get through just a couple of these quickly. But look at NFL total offense. Cardinals number 1. I mean, in terms of yardage, Cardinals are 300 yards, almost 300 yards better than the Steelers. The Patriots are down another 100 yards below that. The Seahawks, this is a surprising one, but probably the hottest quarterback in the league right now has been Russell Wilson over the last 5 weeks. I don't think any quarterback, I think I just heard this morning, He's the only quarterback in NFL history to have 5 consecutive games with at least 300 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. I mean, he's been phenomenal.
Yes.
I mean, in that time period, he's the NFL MVP. I mean, there's no question.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
However, we talked about it last week.
Right.
As far as winning the actual NFL MVP, you got to win your division. That's not going to happen.
No,
absolutely.
Or
No.
hasn't happened.
But he's definitely worked himself into that, just that conversation piece.
He did.
But we all know it's about records and really what you mean to your team, and your division. And he's definitely making a push and making a statement. But it's like, where was this the first half of the season?
Yeah.
So without Marshawn Lynch being there, he's definitely stepped up and done his thing. But compared to the other 2 quarterbacks in front of him, he's nowhere near the atmosphere.
Let's play hypothetical.
Yeah.
Let's say Cards win the next 2, and Carolina loses 1, maybe both.
Right.
Who wins the MVP?
Hey.
I'm personally, I have to stay with Cam Newton just because of, the 14-0. That was hard itself. I don't know if anybody caught the game yesterday, but the way that man worked himself to get his team into the game-winning field goal situation was phenomenal. It just really sucks for Carson because he doesn't want comeback player of the year.
No,
we know he wants
he's got
MVP.
it locked up, though.
Exactly. He's been balling. He's been doing this thing too, but it's just like with the record, that's what goes with the MVP conversation too. How valuable, not only you are to your team, but definitely to the league. And right now, Cam's the trending face everywhere.
Yeah.
I've said all season long that Carson Palmer has to be in the conversation for MVP. That's just my take on it. I just think he's that good.
Right.
Hey, I want to go out to the phone right now with former Cardinal tight end, one of your friends,
Yeah.
Ben Patrick, is on the phone with us. Hey, Ben, thanks for taking time. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
Hey, you're coaching out at Marcos Deniza right now, huh?
Yes, sir. We actually just finished up the state championship. Fell short, but I'll take the second best team in the state of Arizona, Division II. I'll take that.
Hey, Ben, let me ask you one quick question. What's it like being on the other side of the coin now, being in coaching rather than playing?
Now I can kind of understand some of the frustrations that my coaches had when you don't do the right thing. It's a little bit different, on this side of the spectrum, but I enjoy it nonetheless.
How about those motivational skills, my man?
Well,
can you hear me?
First, I played amongst some great players such as yourself, Brandon Keith, and motivating the kids, that's no problem at all. I learned from some of the best, so that's no problem at all.
Okay.
Hey, Ben, how close do you follow the Cardinals? I'm assuming you're probably watching every Sunday, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm checking them out. They're playing very well, well-rounded team. They actually kind of remind me a little bit of our Super Bowl team. Very well-rounded. Obviously, we got to see what happens with Tyrann Mathieu and that injury because that'll be big for the defense. But they're playing good football right now.
Hey, Ben, I want to remind people you caught a touchdown in that Super Bowl from Kurt Warner. And, we've been talking with Brandon now about this. He's a little bit conflicted about this year's team maybe overshadowing your Super Bowl team. What do you think?
Well, I don't think that's quite possible. Our team that we had back in 2008 was a great team. Obviously, we fell short in the Super Bowl, but this current team is pretty good. But, you got Kurt Warner, you got Adrian James, Tim Hightower, myself, Brandon Keith Fitzgerald. I mean, that was a pretty good team. So I'd have to put my bet on that 2008 team.
We keep telling Brandon, listen, you guys were the first ever Cardinals team to go to a Super Bowl, so no one can take that away from you.
Oh, no, sir. No doubt about it. Me and BK, we were part of history. The first to ever do it. That can never be topped. And hopefully this team, this Cardinals team right now, can maybe do the same thing or take it one step further. But we're definitely the first to ever do it.
There you go. Well, hey Ben, man, we're gonna have somewhat of a story session here, man. Like I know, and please say some good things about me. You know what I mean? Because I know me and you had our times in need where we both just had that chemistry. Something that I always mess with the guys about. Like, can you definitely share with my partners here on our communication skills as far as the sleep, the watch for the no sleep, just situational periods?
Well, it's very simple. Like you said, me and you had great chemistry, so some teams we didn't even have to use, specific words. We could just make a sound or, like you said, watch the sleep. That's to let me know that the blitz is about to come from the backside. You hit me with a ha-ha, that tells me to open up my eyes, make sure that, I ain't getting nothing off the edge. So me and you had great chemistry, man. A lot of different things that just me and you can relate to. But the ha-ha and the so sleep definitely was a big part of our arsenal.
I'm telling you guys, that's what I'm talking about, chemistry. Like,
chemistry. We
had certain situations in different types of games, and the coaching staff would have all these play calls and all these audibles, and we didn't have Peyton Manning at the time. It wasn't like we can go out there and Ringo this and Omaha that. So we would just be in a situation to start off in practice. It actually started off on a mistake by me. I missed the blitz pickup, and this is in practice, and my man Ben comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, what was that?" I said, "Hey, man, we can't be out here being asleep." He said, "Well, okay. The next time that happens, you shall sleep, and I'll be ready for it." So we just had this system in to where me and him and the tight ends would be like, "Hey, watch for the sleep," because we knew some type of blitz was coming or formation we never seen. And then me and the lineman, which you heard Rex Pat and I talk about last week, we had the freestyle play. So it got so good to where our coaches would definitely influence that into the game plan. It would be hashtags watch for the sleep, or it'd be a parentheses freestyle this play, because we know that's instead of like they blitz from certain packages, like, hey, there's going to be a freestyle play within the first 13 plays. So just letting y'all know that now. And that's what I'm saying about chemistry is so important, because you can take stuff that comes naturally to y'all and definitely put it into the game plan.
Yeah.
And this guy was the king of it, man.
How about maybe a story, Ben, that Brandon wouldn't want you to tell us? Maybe something in the locker room. Is there a prankster in there? Anything like that?
There's definitely one scenario. We talk about chemistry, and obviously there's going to be positives, but there's going to be negatives. I just remember one time we were playing the Oakland Raiders, and we had a little adjustment that BK didn't communicate with me the best that he should have. I asked him, who do we got? Because the tackle usually makes the call to let us know who we got. But so he just points his hand over like 4 or 5 different guys, and I'm like, what?
I knew it.
Luckily, we fell into the blitz pickup. We get to the sideline. I'm like, hey, BK, what is that? Taps his chest. He's like, hey, man, that's on me, man. So that's something big for love to talk about, because he left me hanging, but we were still able to get on the same page.
No, Ben, I told you I was waterlogged, man. And then when you asked me the question, I couldn't say it, so I pointed, and there was 3 people out there, and I just said, hey, we was like this. I had my mouthpiece in, man. I couldn't really talk to the guy. I felt so bad. We picked it up, but I felt so bad coming to the sideline because the tight end coach was ready to jump on him, and my coach Russ Grimm was giving me the look. He didn't say much. He gave the look. And then we watched it on tape. It worked out beautifully. But me and Ben was like, hey, man, you're supposed to let me know. I said, hey, bro, I was waterlogged. I had trouble breathing. So when he asked me, all I did was do the point. And he looks back like, what is that? There's 3 of them. I said, hey, man, my bad, bro. That was just one of the moments.